Hi, parents of Taurus children. Thank you for your patience. Sorry I've been away. Um, this is your 2021 forecast, and I'm going to go through all 12 months and give you guys a little bit of insight on the months that have passed. So I just want to thank you all for your patience. Oh, let me do that. My heart is always to serve, but I know that I can't give you anything if I don't have it within me. So I've had to take some time out for myself to just make sure that I have something to give you all. So thanks for sticking around. Thanks for waiting patiently for me while I just took some time to heal and make sure that I had everything in order. So let's get started. So in the month of January 2021, and I'm using the Love Pack, so these may have more of a romance focus, but again, the energy is more so centered around relationship and connection because ultimately that's 99% of the things that we encounter is our dealings and dynamics with other people. So in the month of January, your child was dealing with some form of deception. And we know with Mars going through Taurus, perhaps that could have had something to do with it. Spiritual awareness. So I feel like your child in this particular instance, I want to say bamboozled. I felt like, and I'm using terms like they were slipped a Mickey and like just caught off guard. They had like just however they perceived the situation, and it's not. I just get the sense it has a lot to do with external, so society, not a particular person. I'm just getting environment. So they just felt caught off guard with a spiritual awareness, like they just weren't spiritually aware. Either something caught them off guard or they were not spiritually awake, but there was some kind of deception component. And so in January, they had the Ace of Wands. Something was a stalemate. I see a lot of purple here. But the Ace of Wands is usually this card of action. And, you know, something, I feel like the wind got just taken away from them. You know, like all, whatever momentum, whatever energy they could have had, they just got blindsided by something. There's a lot of purple there. Purple is usually like it can be the third eye, or again, the seventh chakra. But I really just get intuition. That their intuition was just thrown off and caught off guard. And I'm really sorry to hear that. In the month of February, using and expression. So I get a lot of stubborn, I get passive aggressive energy for your Taurus child. So as a way to cope, they were numb. They, just said, you know what, I'm just going to numb my pain by pretending that I don't care. So there was a lot of, just not being present and acting out. And so their expressions could have been amiss. There could have been a lot of temper tantrums with your Taurus child. There could have been a lot of arguments. But deep down, they were hurting because something within the month of February or January especially just caught them off guard. And that is their way of processing the hurt by acting out and, just trying to protect themselves by, acting like nothing matters. So they had the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like your child was really hurting. This could have been twofold. When I see this card, The Knight of Pentacles, I know the Knight is usually some kind of moving forward, focusing on materials, which goes along with the sign of Taurus. Taurus kind of they're a ruler of materials. So I see twofold that your child could have, in a happy way, put their energy towards something that gave them joy as a way to cope and get out of it, or they buried their pain just by being numb and refocusing their energy on something that they love to do. But it was more so like, I'm numb. Let me just go through the motions of the things that I actually enjoy. But some kind of communication was definitely squashed with them. I see like something within them was growing so that they could focus a little bit more energy on the things that brought them happiness in the month of February. So I'm going to zoom this in. Bear with me. But I want you guys to be able to see these cards a little bit better if we can. Okay, hopefully that helps. Moving on to March, the focus of March, we had commitment. I feel like this was more so a commitment to themselves. You can see, I almost see like there's stages to happiness where they just, and then you see this evolution. So it starts off round, it becomes a heart, a more defined heart, all the way until they get to the rainbow. So I see some serious healing for them, but I see self-healing. And it's, to me, a gradual process. They have emotions in reverse, which still means that they're processing. Taurus is a fixed sign, so it can be challenging for them to express things or get through things. And so there could be this mulling over of emotions, or a slowness to share and open up about how they truly feel in the month of March. We have this Five of Wands, which means that at some point there was some conflict. Now, the way that I feel is there could have been an internal conflict. There could have been an opportunity that came up for them to express themselves, or to have like a happier level of happiness, like a fuller level of happiness with this new opportunity. And by commitment, I don't mean necessarily with another person, but just something to put their energy into. There were some mixed emotions. It could have been a job for Taurus children who are older. But I see that there's some conflict. And I really feel internal conflict. I see perception. Like, if this is your child, like, they're upset. They're looking at this situation and making it into something bigger than what it really is. But when you look at, the images or the monsters on the screen, they're like, what are you talking about? Like, we're not doing anything. It's almost like something is being blown out of proportion, or made to be a bigger deal than what it is. And there's emotions that aren't being expressed, or something that's in their head, or they're in their minds about something. There is, maybe just a misdirection of energy. That's what I like to call it. In the month of April, Ten of Swords, Trist, and relationships. So we have like the same kind of color theme. We have this orange in here. Now these cards are open for interpretation. So I am not thus saith the Lord, nor would I try to be the be all end all. But what I feel with the Ten of Swords here in the month of April, I feel like a lot of this has to do within their heads. You have the Ten of Swords, which is a lot of mental energy. You have the relationship card, which is in reverse. So there's some kind of relationship dynamic that it hasn't been perceived correctly. It could be twofold. So the first way could be some form of deception, which I'm not really getting for the majority. I feel like for those who would feel this way, it's something didn't go the way that they planned. They felt betrayal, and just something is like not right within the connection. Like there's just some kind of misunderstanding, but it's all I feel in the child's mind. Um, the other part is I feel like, the sun is setting. We have a similar color in all three cards, but the sun is setting on the betrayal and the misunderstanding, and it is opening a new opportunity with friends to just have fun. And I feel like the majority are done with the hurt, and a new opportunity of happiness has just presented itself, and your child took advantage of that this month, or they will as the month progresses. So that's what I'm getting for so far, because it looks like we're moving from the higher chakras and going down deeper to the root cause of the issue. So let's move on to May. So in May, again, we have the opposite of a withdrawal. So I feel like almost like the Six of Swords, they're going towards something. They're coming out of withdrawal, I honestly feel. And love, we have love in reverse, which is fine. So I feel like this is self-love. This is withdrawal. This is coming to, I feel like the heart chakra, and my heart chakra is just kind of like, I don't want to say beaming, but I feel like a place of peace right now, where whatever chaos they could have been feeling in the months before, by the time the May comes around, they're really finding their center. They're coming out of withdrawal. They're coming out of blame. They're coming out of self-deception. They're coming out of, all these things about the self. And they're really coming into their own. They're feeling a sense of peace. And the focus is self-love. I am not, like, they're not giving out love. I feel like they're really going within and just healing and focusing on themselves in the month of May. Moving on to June. Sensuality. Peace within themselves. Again, these are for children of all ages. These cards are more for relationships, so disregard the terms if they seem more mature, but just happiness, peace, feeling like a sense of peace and contentment within the self in the month of June. We have creativity. Creativities, I don't know why creativity would be thwarted in the month of June, but we have creativity in reverse. I'm thinking what's coming to mind. Feeling comfortable expressing themselves. Here's again, there's an opportunity in April that is like, you know what, and it's not even a outing, but I feel like something just clicks within them in the month of April, where they decide they want something different. They go within in the month of May, and then they're coming out in June with this feeling of connectedness within themselves, but it's a struggle because it's new. I feel like certain things just aren't in place right now. For some, another message that I get is that there's this feeling that in order to achieve this feeling of bliss or being able to express themselves fully, that they're going to have to give something of themselves up. Like they can't just, there's some kind of fear surrounding full expression. So they feel like in order for me to express myself in this great way with this opportunity or this project, I'm going to have to sacrifice or give something up, or I'm not going to be able to speak up as much or be as creative. So yeah, I got this art opportunity that I'm a part of, but I'm not going to be able to be really fully creative because I have other people that are on this team that I have to share. And so I can't fully express myself. So I get that there is this fear around fully expressing themselves. And I just want to encourage you to encourage your child not to listen to that. If they've been granted an opportunity to express themselves, then they should, that comes with them fully expressing themselves. Um, so yeah, it's something going on with the mind here, that they are second guessing themselves, they're self sabotaging, and they need not do that. We are in July. Yes, July. There's risk. They are taking risks in their emotional nature, moving forward, and they're going to succeed. They're in a great heart space. They're trusting themselves. They have support. Whatever risk your child takes in the month of July, they will succeed. The sun is supporting them. Self-esteem. Yes, I see that. Again, that your Taurus child may be in their head a lot, self-doubting, self-sabotaging, not really feeling like they are capable of doing this thing that they deep down inside know that they can do. The risk is, the risk is real, the risk is there, but they have the ability to accomplish this goal, and they are second guessing themselves. Like the solar plexus chakra has everything to do with motivation and action. And they're going to achieve this, but they may doubt themselves along the way, or, backtrack and go back and forth. And being a fixed sign, that can be difficult, to just let things go and flow. There's this rigidity to it. There's this, I got to plan it out, or, there has to be this process that they go through in order to get to the other side, where mutable signs are more flexible or changeable, and they can just drop something out of a hat and go to the next thing, sometimes depending on what it is, which sign it is. Okay, we're moving on to August. Infidelity. Well, that is definitely not going to be a problem. There's some kind of oneness, unification. I feel that this has to do with the goal or risk that they're taking in July. That something is coming together. Decisions. I would say I don't think that there's a decision. I feel like there's this oneness where something becomes very clear to them. There's no indecision. There's no duality. Like, infidelity involves another individual. So with infidelity, there's usually a third party or some kind of division here in the bedroom. You don't have to worry about that. The word decisions, tells you that there's others. There's more than one, because it's plural, but you have a choice to make. And because both of these are in reverse, that tells me that there's singular thought, singular mind, singular focus, that whatever they're applying themselves to in August, that they will have success and a good chance of it being accomplished. Moving on to September, they have adventure, so exciting. And they also have presence. So whatever adventure they are going on, there is presence of mind, there is happiness, there is joy. And I feel, considering the months that they've had prior, that that's going to be a great and beneficial experience for them in the month of September. Moving on to October, your Taurus child is dealing with letting go. Lots of healing, releasing things. There's happiness. To me, this almost kind of means like the Six of Swords, releasing something, or something is getting away from them, something that is no longer serving them, and they are opening themselves to new opportunities. Again, this physical body, they are getting rid of their ties to the physical form, just releasing what no longer serves them, any heavy baggage. You see, like how this line right here, I think that looks like a line. not a person. Yeah, it looks like more so like an anchor or something, but just to release it. They're getting out of their head, their physical body. They're allowing themselves to see the possibilities that, life is more than just the material. There's things out, there's a bigger world out there. In November, giving oneself, this doesn't mean to another person, but it just means an open heart. And I mean, that seems to not like obvious right there, but just free. There's been enough healing going on where this person is free and open, open to receive when they feel like it, but they're not a doormat. They're not just giving senselessly, but they there's some structure and some boundaries to this giving, and it's because they've done the work. Especially, I'd say in September and October, they've done the work where they have boundaries to, that play out. Stability and security. Again, this feels really heavy and dense. They're able to give because it's like their security and their stability, they're letting it go from the things that they thought were important. So it almost feels like heavy. It feels like dead. It feels like, blood, like I want to use the word, like, some grief that they've been carrying, some dead weight that they've rested their security and stability into. They are set free from it. I'm grateful that like right here, they're in their seventh chakra, and then down here, they have the root chakra in reverse. So it's like things that no longer serve them. They're being more mindful of what they need to get rid of in order to be freer and lighter. So in December, we close out 2021 with the erotic, and I wouldn't call it the way that it comes off. But there is bliss, there's self-actualization, there is freedom, there's emotional awareness in December, some kind of arrival for your child. And, there's still blocks of communication. Some communication issues may come up in December. And I almost feel like it's like they're second guessing themselves. Like, this feels too good to be true. It feels like I've arrived, I've done this work, but do I really deserve it? And, the self-talk that they have, they may be reluctant to come out of their comfort zone or really allow this thing to play out. So that is my overview for 2021. We will see how these energies shape throughout the year. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.